Hey, tree sprites. I know a lot of people are concerned about the changes that we see happening in our country right now. But I assure you that everything that we are seeing out in the open right now was always hidden in the dark behind closed doors. And it was only a matter of time before all of these things came to light. We had simply gotten too comfortable playing pretend. And now the game is up. Nothing has really changed, only the illusion has fallen away. We are simply seeing, experiencing, and smelling the death and decay of this nation that has always simply been glamored over with nice outfits and pretty makeup. This nation has always stood on blood, bones, ghosts, and suffering. But we wanted so badly to believe in progress that we willfully stopped seeing the bodies. This is the zombie apocalypse. It's not the theatrics that television has shown us, but it is the reality of living and walking amongst hordes of mindless, undead people. People with no will and no thoughts of their own, but are simply hosts of a larger, parasitic, destructive entity. The entity of soulless power structures that feed on the energy of human beings. True change and progress and evolution was never going to come from this entity. We have become dependent on these systems that do not value us. And now more than ever, we have to accept that if we want something better for our future, for ourselves, for our children, our descendants, it has to come from us. It has to come from our communities. And we cannot rely on power systems. We can't continue to live in somebody else's fantasy if we want a brighter future. We have to imagine our own reality and create it from our own minds and hands. Change will never come from outside of ourselves. It has to come from within. The most difficult form of change is the change that happens when there is no pressure, when there is no one forcing you to change, when you are choosing it, when it comes from your own will. Because most people have no will, and most people are just zombies. But there is something humongous happening around us that is bigger than anything that we could ever imagine. The age is shifting, tree sprites. The patterns of the cosmos, the universe, God, the natural systems of Earth, the planets are all working together to clear a pathway for us to forge a new future for ourselves, if we choose it. Embracing and enacting true change means waking up, means being aware and active, things that we are greatly discouraged from and indoctrinated against since early childhood. Those in power have systematically instilled us with fear so that we stay stagnant, so that we obey, so that we uphold their ideals, their imagination, their fantasies, even within our own household, even to our own children. As we have seen with the myriad of performative protests, the majority of people keep their own selves shackled. The government and authority figures don't even need to do it anymore. There is no reason why tens of thousands of people gathered across the nation on a single day and nothing has changed. Embracing change, wanting change is much more than a performance. As a collective society, we far outnumber those who are in positions of power. But the reality is that most people are deeply indoctrinated with white supremacy, patriarchy, misogyny, queerphobia, capitalism. And the truth is that they don't really want change, because if people wanted change, they would start change from within. Change does not start at the top of a pyramid. It starts at its base, at its foundation, the widest part that holds the rest of the structure up. People are so willing to be told what to do, but they are unwilling to think for themselves, to come to the understanding that maybe the ideologies that I've held so closely my entire life are completely irrelevant, are completely destructive, and are actually preventing our own evolution into a more fantastic society. So, if you really want change, really want it, are you willing to let go of your mindset, of what you know, of what is familiar, of what is comfortable, of what is normal, the standard of society? Are you actually ready to be an outlier, to be an outcast, to be a single, bright, living soul amongst hordes of the walking dead? We don't have to have all the answers right now, but we at least need to be willing to try something different, willing to be open to new ideas. Being woke is only a bad thing if you're anti-human. It has always referred to awareness, consciousness, willfulness, inclusive, communal, compassionate, empathetic, all concepts that would send an oppressive, violent regime tumbling. To be woke is to be alive, which is only a negative thing in a zombie society. When you look at the definition of what it means to be dead, the first definition is the generic no longer alive, but the second definition is characterized by a lack of activity or excitement. And this is the state of the majority of people in our nation, because the primary objective of indoctrination is to kill the spirit, to create a mindless drone, a battery. So it's up to you now, Tree Sprite. Do you want to be alive or dead? We are at a point of a diverging path. We have arrived at the separation of the wheat and the tares. So where do you stand? Subscribe to Black Barn Owl, link in the bio, and I'll see you in Always.